Formulation is the second step of behavior-driven development. It is the process where your collaboration transforms into the clarity. This is the phase where you convert those examples into structured format, which will give you a quick way to confirm your shared understanding of what needs to be built. This structured document is going to guide your development, and it's gonna work as an input for the automation, which is the last and third phase of behavior driven development. These examples need to be formulated in a structured way so that it can be automated during the automation. Now you may get a question that why can't we use those examples directly into the automation? What is the need of this formulation? Why are we doing it, right? When you write a good example, you need to think about three things: the context, the action, the outcome. Context is the precondition for the behavior, action triggers the behavior, whereas the outcome is the one which you verifies to confirm the behavior. If your example have these three things, then you can consider it as a good example. Sometimes these examples are loosely formatted and it may lack these details, and it may lack those contexts. Most of the time these examples are loosely formatted, which cannot be understood by the computer. So to fill that gap, we need a domain specific language which can be used to convert those examples in a way which can be understood by the computer. That's where Gherkin comes into the picture. Gherkin is a domain specific language which is designed specifically to write BDD scenarios. It provides a structure to your scenarios. It uses a plain English language to write the scenarios, and these scenarios are executable, which means that it can be understood by both human as well as the computers. Gherkin helps to describe your requirement into features and scenarios. Gherkin uses given, when, and then to provide the structure to the scenarios, and these three keywords refer those three things which you need in an example, which is the context, the action, and the outcome. Given keyword describe the context of the behavior. It is the precondition which you need for that particular behavior which you are testing or which you are writing. And then when is a keyword which describes the action which triggers that behavior. Then is the keyword which describes the outcome which you need to verify to confirm the behavior. And that's how Gherkin uses these three keywords to write your scenarios. Let's see this example. The example says, I enter valid user ID and password on login page and clicks the login button. I get redirected to the home page. That's an example. Okay. Now we need to convert this example into a BDD scenario using Gherkin language, right? And if you see this example, it has all three things which we needed in an example, which is the context, the action, as well as the outcome. So now what could be the precondition for this scenario? We are testing a successful login scenario where user gets redirected to the home page. Why I am saying successful? Because we need to think about valid login credential here. If the example talks about an unsuccessful login, then we should have invalid login credential. So we need to provide the precondition to make this behavior successful. So the precondition is user needs to enter valid credential, right? So what is the given here now? The given is I enter valid credential on the login page. That is my given. That is the precondition for this particular scenario. What is the action here? The action is when I submit the form, when I click that button, right? That is the action. And what is the outcome? The outcome is once my login is successful, I should get redirected to the home page. That is the outcome which we need to verify. So the scenario will go like this. Given I enter valid credential on login page, when I submit the form, then I should be redirected to the home page. That is my one scenario which I converted this example using Gherkin. Easy? Okay, let's move on. So once you write those scenarios in a document, it will confirm that everybody has the shared understanding, has the same understanding, right? These executable specifications or scenarios which you written in collaboration with your team, it will become a living documentation for you, for your team, because it lives with the code and it reflects your code. It reflects the team's shared understanding about the system behavior, and it continuously evolves with the system. It also helps team to make any new changes faster and confidently, because if someone changes the system behavior without updating this document, your scenario gonna fail and it will quickly tell you what's wrong with the system. And that's how it forces you to update this document. This document also helps someone who is new to the team to understand the system behavior without digging much into the code. They can easily look to this feature file and understand the system behavior without even looking the code.